Nicole Brisson, how French are you? No, are you really French Canadian?
Yes, yeah, a quarter. So my dad's side is Czechoslovakian and French Canadian. My mom's side is Ukrainian and Polish.
I love it. Is it hard for you with the French name to get it pronounced properly in Las Vegas?
Well, you would be surprised, and Jamie knows this from Venetian Palazzo. There's such a French circuit between like Daniel Boulud, Sebastian Silvestri, a lot of executives that have kind of adopted me in their little French community, which is great.
Awesome. So let me, first thing I noticed when we walked up to your restaurant, I saw the Slowfood sign.
Yes.
And I was very surprised to see that. Tell me a little bit about that decision.
Yeah, we just actually got awarded our snail of approval about 5 months ago. We did a big launch with a lot of local chefs, and I started the Slow Food chapter out here. Because I really just wanted to bring a lot of small farms and recognition of small farms and sustainability and sourcing to Vegas. And, you know, from slow coffee to slow wine, we're really kind of getting the messaging out there, trying to do as many community events. We just did a local community event with a community garden, just teaching young individuals how to pickle and just really how to treat the vegetables and eat better and source better.
For people who don't know what slow food is, what is it?
It's free, fair food. I'm forgetting the mantra right now, but it's essentially going back to the slow practices in artisanal practice, how we started, you know, really buying heritage breeds, sourcing well, supporting small farms, organic farms, really the best practices of how our ancestors did things hundreds of years ago.
And buying local primarily, is that hard for you?
I mean, there's more farms in close proximity to Vegas than there is LA or San Francisco, so it takes a little bit more effort to get that sourcing and actually have means of distribution, but I love doing it.
You know what, Chef Brisson, we've been here for, 3, 4, 5 days now. What you're saying here is the complete opposite of what I've been hearing for the past few days, is that it's hard to get local food, whereas some even saying it's impossible. Then you come here and you're able to do it. How are you able to do it?
Well, it's kind of disturbing that was a message that you got, unfortunately. But and sometimes, trust me, I think I'm crazy. You know, I spend so much time and energy and effort trying to not only do what I feel is right, but to teach. And we spend so much time with our staff education, having some of these farmers come and speak in pre-shift, taste these local melons that we're pulling from the Hopi farms and all these small sources, and then I correct me if I'm wrong, you just ate here. I feel like you can taste the difference, you know? I mean,
this is by far, I think, the most authentic meal I've had in Vegas so far. And I've eaten the food of some of the world's best chefs. And I mean, well, I'm just being honest with you because I feel as though traceability in food is the answer to quality.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, getting diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease was very eye-opening. You know, those autoimmune diseases, they weren't here with our ancestors. So we're doing something wrong in our food system, and that's nutrient deficient soil, plants being nutrient deficiently grown, and then trying to gas them into distribution. And unfortunately, it pulls away from the quality and the taste and the flavor.
Why is it important for you, Chef Brisson, to go above and beyond?
To just not lose our heritage. I grew up with my mom's influence of the Ukrainian and Czechoslovakian and Polish influence, and you know, it goes back to seasonality. It goes back to simplicity and, you know, cooking what you have. And I really feel like it's the right thing to do. And
so is the way forward looking back?
I think so. I mean, and that's why I travel to Italy as much as I can. I was just there for Cibus, a big food festival. I did 2 prosciutto tours. I did a pecorino factory. I did a flour factory, and we did a buffalo mozzarella farm. And when you look at these, when you're there and you see the hundreds of years of influence and these buildings that have been there for so many years, and just the history and why they do what they do, and it's passed down from generation to generation. Yeah. I think we have to keep fighting the fight so we don't lose it.
Yeah, and I mean, food is money. Restaurant industry is money. You have an owner to deal with. I mean, how hard is it for you to have that drive and say, listen, the local option, even though you pay more, is always the better option?
I think people have to realize that quality costs more. You know, you're paying for that sourcing and all the effort and everything that goes into it. And what are we willing to spend money on? Are we willing to spend money on our car? Or are we willing to spend money on our health and our future? You know, and I think it's so important what you put into your body and doing it the right way.
So I really am impressed by that vision, those values that you have, and for a woman to stand proud and to be a trailblazer in Las Vegas. I mean, hell yeah.
Thank you so much.